Hello, my name is Fiona Stanton from Fee's Papercraft. I want to do another video on Brusho for you. This time I'm using Brusho on vellum. I'm doing a take on the stained glass technique. This is one card I made with the stained glass technique. Which way round do you want this? Like that, I think, isn't it? Well, you can't read it right anyway. So this is using the Beautiful Day stamp set, which has got, let me show you. You can see it's got a lovely big flower, a butterfly, and there's a couple of sentiments. One saying, always thinking of you, happy birthday, may your day be as beautiful as you, and some accents. And it's on the same page as the Brusho, and it shows a technique using this with the Brusho, and it's got this open area, so it is great for colouring and colouring techniques. With this stained glass one, I heat embossed with gold embossing powder. And on the reverse, I coloured with the alcohol markers. I used the dark daffodil yellow and the calypso corals, light and dark, to get that graduated effect. And obviously the old olive one there. Then I stamped off in grey, and you can see it's underneath there as well. And the sentiment I also heat embossed. I also did one of these, but it's been sent off to my mother-in-law because it's her birthday on Saturday, with the ordinary markers. I used the Berry Burst in colour markers. And again, it creates a lovely effect. It's really up to you. This is much more subtle, I find. The markers, I will put a picture up of this on my blog tomorrow, but the marker version is a lot more darker, a lot more vibrant in a way. So this is a take on this card that I'm going to do today, but I'm going to use Brushos to create the stained glass effect. Let's move that out of the way. So as you can see, I've already done my base, and I've used, this is the papers from the Bubbles and Fizz DSP, which is in the Celebration catalogue. So that paper set, it's 12 by 12 papers, 2 or 6 designs, double-sided, and it's free when you purchase £45 or more. So I've already stamped the flower design twice onto my background white cardstock. I have stamped and heat embossed with gold embossing powder on vellum. So now we're going to colour it. And I'm going to use my silicone mat. You can get this in the catalogue. So at the back is about £6, I want to say. I can't remember now. And we colour on the back. So what I'm going to do, actually it's not too bad, but I'm just going to, I cut just a little mask just so we can differentiate between the flower and the leaf. So I'm just going to put and just tape that down. The rest of it doesn't need taping. I have got another sample, a finished sample, and that one here, I'll show you. And that one I did take down the flower because I did it straight after heat embossing, so the vellum was still warm and still curling. But now it's been overnight and it's been flattened, you know, in an envelope, so it doesn't need taping down as much. So that's the finished sample. As you can see, the brushes make it a lot more vibrant. So the colours we're going to use the yellow and the red. Let me bring them all out. So you've got a moss green, a Prussian blue, and a gamboge and an orange. But we're just going to use the red and the yellow. Actually, I might use a bit of orange as well, just to give a little rainbow effect. And all I'm going to do, I'm going to sprinkle on the back. Now, the beauty of the stained glass effect is that it doesn't matter how rubbish it looks on the back, because the embossed lines hide any mistakes or any colouring over. If you've missed a bit, you don't have to be exact. It's brilliant colouring. Now, I have probably put on more colour than you need, but I'm always like this, and then just put red on the outside. So we've got a little rainbow or a little light to dark effect. Okay, a little bit more. Hey, I like more than less. I'm going to use alcohol. So these are the spritzers that I stamped up to. I've got two. I've got one with water. I haven't marked that one because I've got the alcohol one marked, so I know the other one is water. You want rubbing alcohol, which you can get from a chemist or I got mine from Amazon. And then just spritz. The reason I use alcohol is because vellum is non-porous, so it won't, the alcohol dries off quicker. Obviously, it depends how much you spritz. Now you can see there's a few gaps there, so you can always, with the Brusho, just go back in and it'll give a slightly different effect. There we go. And you can spritz again if you want to. I wouldn't want to make it too wet. Now you can dry this in numerous ways. You could use a heat gun to dry it. You could use some kitchen roll and tap it off. I'm going to leave it to air dry. I think that gives a much brighter and vibrant colour. I much prefer it to anything else. But first of all, let's take my mask off and put the green on. It'd be helpful if I did the leaf, wouldn't it? So let's put our moss green on there. And you can see it's curling from the wetness of the alcohol. Always make sure your spritzer is facing the right way. It's always my mistake. Right, so I'm going to leave it here for the time being. I will come back to you and finish this video and the card once it has dried. Thank you. Hello, it's Fiona back again from Freeze Papergraph, just to show you the rest of the flower card from the Beautiful Day set. So this is dried now, so don't be alarmed when this is drying, because the way the vellum works, it will curl up really tightly, and now look, it's almost fully relaxed out as it's dried. If I turn it over, you can see the embossing, you can see the stained glass effect, and also with the Brusho, you're probably not going to see, you will see specks of the crystals in there, because not everything gets dissolved out or watered down with the alcohol or water. So it's a really nice, you'll never get one flower, two flowers the same. So now to finish off, I'm going to pop a glue dot in the centre. These are very useful for vellum to stick down vellum. It's very hard because obviously it's transparent so you can see everything. So I'm just going to line it up with the grey outline and stick that down like that. Now I've got a sentiment already stamped and embossed in gold. It says, "Happy birthday, may your day be as beautiful as ever." So I'm just going to add that across like that again with glue dots. Okay. So this is a very quick and easy card to make. It's just waiting for the Brusho to dry. You do need to make sure, when you're gluing things down, things are dry. These are the Pearl Basic Jewels. I'm just going to add these to the corners. You can't really see the glue dot, but just to make sure, and just because I like pearls on cards like this. So that's the one with Brusho. And that's the one done with alcohol markers. I think they're both beautiful, and they're both, got their place in how we colour. It's just depending on what you're looking for at that moment. The alcohol markers, it takes a bit longer to colour in, but I enjoy that. So anyway, those are the cards. I hope you like this project, and I look forward to talking to you again. Thank you. Bye-bye. And of course, if you want to order anything, you're more than welcome to pop along to my shop and buy lots of stuff. Thank you. Bye.